Alright, guys and gals, welcome to the roast of BusterBeachside. Welcome to round 1 of Game 9 of the Tiny Wars Open Tournament. I am Advanced Warrior.
And I am your second Buster Roaster, CJ.
And for Game 9, we have a Tabitha mirror with player 1 playing as Washed Beachside versus MiniNini as player 2 is green. Alright, so are you ready for this replay?
Oh yeah, we're gonna see.
We're gonna see
certainly something.
Certainly something. Not already. Damn! Buster playing whack.
Buster's gonna get destroyed this game for sure.
Buster getting worked right now. We're just kidding, Buster. We love you.
Yeah. So, well, okay. Just a little bit of background. Buster is our good friend and map creator. Well, a map creator of some of our favorite maps, but he typically plays Fog, and he entered this tournament.
He got lost in the wrong tournament.
Like, wait a second, this is not Fog.
This is the wrong tournament, Buster. but we're glad that he participated, and it doesn't mean that we may or may not have a Fog in the future. Hint, hint. Fog tournament. But let's see here. Tabitha is kind of notorious for having the most density in stat boosts in her CO zone, while also having the smallest possible one, only a CO zone, literally of just one, and it gives plus 60% attack. Oh, I'm sorry, a CO zone of 0. So adjacent units do not get the boost, plus 60% offense and defense. So if Tabitha is able to get to the zone of 1, all those adjacent units are going to get plus 60% attack and defense.
Yeah, and that's what's super scary is basically once you get a zone of, once you grow your zone, once you get to 30 energy, then she can very easily deathball. It is extremely hard to really get rid of her. And then when she gets, full energy, then she has a two range zone, which boosts a decent number of units, and then also threatens with a CO power that is, I think, like a meteor strike.
Yeah, equivalent to a meteor strike. It's like it's a diameter of 5 tiles in a diamond, so 13 tiles as a whole, all taking 8 damage. And of course, the CO zone just expands everyone on the map, so everyone. You get 60%, you get 60%. Yeah, it's pretty much a game-ending blow, unless you had a really terrible turn.
Yeah.
So Tabitha on this map, my opinions may have slightly changed. If you have units that are in Tabitha's way, and you cannot properly cover them, or you cannot punish the Tabitha units, then Tabitha in Standard definitely becomes a lot better in Fog, because in Fog, you can do sneak attacks with Tabitha's units, like sneak in a recon, kill 3 infantry, boom, you have zone radius of 1, do whatever you want with it. But in Standard, it's not... I feel like it might be a little bit worse, but in Standard, it definitely makes your opponent play a little bit differently to try not to give free units, because Tabitha can just one-shot those units and easily increase the zone. So we see...
Yeah, and so usually in a Tabitha... Well, if there's only one Tabitha, the game... A win condition for Tabitha is basically just getting zone 1.
Oh, yes.
Because then the CO is basically unkillable.
It just snowballs.
Well, provided that they play properly, like, protect their CO and stuff. But in a mirror tabby game, like, it is a little bit more volatile because tabbies can kill tabbies. A lot easier. So
a lot easier.
That.
So we see that Buster has opted for the tank, which is a standard good unit to put your tanks in.
Your CO in.
Your CO in. But we see MiniNini opting for the battle copter Tabitha. 60% on an air unit, when they're kind of perceived as glass cannons, because anything anti-air anything is going to one-shot an air unit, but with plus 60% defense, I'm not too sure about the calculations, but we do have the 2 counters coming down with the Tabitha tank of Buster Beachside in air, anti-air, and a battlecopter, which do really good damage against a battlecopter. Anti-air is obviously one-shot battlecopters. Battlecopters with the first strike obviously get a lot more HP, but it's a Tabitha copter we're talking about here. So it'll be interesting to see how MiniNini approaches all these counters to that CO unit.
So it looks like we're gonna see both choose bottom as their strong side. Top side though is a little bit more favored towards MiniNini. He has the just a slightly better unit count over there. But right now the income is even. We'll see how this develops. Actually, MiniNini is basically taking the bottom by storm.
First strike on the bottom side here, and the only thing that can attack is the battlecopter, but there is an anti-air right there to attack that Tabitha battlecopter if that battlecopter decides to go for that Tabitha tank. But we might see what the follow-up is in the next couple of turns. On the other side here, we see a tank reinforcing the top side for Buster. And mech slowly making its way up there, but I'm starting to see some slight control on the top for MiniNini there. We'll probably have a good chance to get that property. And let's see what happens down here. Oh, so the mech is not taking its time. It's going straight up there, protecting all of those units. So if that recon wants to hit a bike, go ahead. We got a mech to counter. They got a mech to counter. And oh, wow. What the hell? 6 damage on that tank. What
I mean, with both of them being COs, they both have the same boost. So, like, it's basically as if a vanilla B-copter was attacking a vanilla tank.
That's fair. Although... Oh yeah, that's right. Defense works a little bit differently in Tiny Wars than the Advanced Wars trilogy. And yeah, that rocket, no, that recon wants to stay where it is. It does not want to attack with that mech there. Oh, imagine if it was a Tabitha mech.
Tabitha mech sounds like a terrible idea.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
It would do damage. It's just most things do damage as Tabitha.
in standard, it sounds like a terrible idea.
I mean, well, kind of in fog too. You don't want to
with a transport, maybe. but as our experience from Tiny Wars tells us that the more mobile your CO unit is, the easier it is to gain charge for your power and your zone expansion. Sometimes a zone expansion, sometimes a power, sometimes both. And here we see that MiniNini has found a hole in Buster's defense and is losing that tank. Will that battlecopter kill that other battlecopter? More specifically.
I think it can.
Okay.
But even with
oh, whoa.
Maybe it can.
Well, it didn't even attack. That's the thing. So we'll never know.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that play specifically is for. I think I did remember some talk about this. I don't quite remember why Buster didn't attack there. It could have been a misclick. It could have been a straight up bad strategy. I'm not really sure. Maybe the calculation was not in Buster's favor. Although having a 3 HP battlecopter seems like weak enough for a regular battlecopter.
For something to attack and dude, I'm done roasting Buster. What the hell are you doing? Stop it. Okay, so Buster just lost one of the properties that we didn't really say was contested in our map analysis, but that very bottom corner property is it's a little bit surprising to see that turned over.
Oh, I think we did kind of. It's just that usually that indicates a very clear advantage.
One of those.
So,
okay. But Buster's not out of it yet. Buster's still got a lot of fight in them. Tabitha Tank is slowly healing back up and could possibly deal its own damage. On the top here, we do see Buster walling up just a little bit, losing that one property. Hopefully not the second one that's right in front of that bike. That bike is just looking for that property. But oh my god, so many repairs that I saw on that turn swap. I don't know what that was, but
I think those are mostly infantry. Yeah.
Artillery. There's artillery on the bottom, but
Oh, right.
the interesting thing that we're seeing right now is that the Tabitha tank, the Tabitha copter. Oh my gosh, Tabitha this, Tabitha that, Tabitha ta. Possibly could join the copters to immediately restore. Like there's no temp airports for that battlecopter to restore its HP with, so a join might be plausible. I don't usually see a lot of rigs building temporary airports from my experience, but
I wouldn't recommend it on a map like this.
It's definitely an idea though.
Sure, but mainly I think rigs are good for if you're on a naval map using a lot of gunboats. Other than that, would not recommend. I think MiniNini basically has this in the bag, despite Buster's tank still being alive and at full HP soon. Like Tabitha is strong, and getting zone 1 is generally kind of a win condition. In this case, with MiniNini having overwhelming forces and income advantage, like it's just not going to happen. There's Buster is just not going to financially recover from this. Like,
there's that join. Tabitha copters back up and at it.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, Buster's kind of screwed. Now, let's kind of theorize as to what went wrong. Now, I think...
Holy crap, CJ! Don't do this to him! Don't do it! He's already dead!
No, I think he really went wrong on this map just because there are no beaches on this map. Do you see any beaches? I don't see any beaches. Therefore, Buster can't truly be Buster if he's not on the side of a beach, right? So, yeah, he's just not playing his best today.
911, I'd like to report a murder. Victim Buster, murderer CJ. You didn't have to do it like that, man. Yeah, like there are ocean tiles in the corners, but no shoal tiles. But
mysteriously gone.
Right now we're just seeing some walling, and it's not terrible. Patience. Although there's an obvious income disadvantage, but Buster definitely can. Well, he can hold off a bit, but not hold off forever, where the income disparity becomes too much. Buster's gonna need to find a way to build up something in the back, and then try to follow it up. But looks like we're going for a very aggressive push on the top side here for Buster.
Yeah, I think it's just a last-ditch effort. This is, I'm pretty sure he knows that this is not going to work out. There are a lot of mechs. There are a decent number of tanks.
I want to see that Tabitha tank attack that copter. No, I'm disappointed. Okay, turn 17. The free hit. The mech on the property. Duster comes in for that battlecopter. Another mech hit. I'm a bit surprised to see mechs on this game, but with transport copters, they're pretty good. Oh, that's just one shot right there.
Yeah, they're not too bad with good T-copter usage.
Yeah. T-copter.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, the mechs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Buster had a wall going on at the bottom, but there's also not a lot that he's defending anymore. A lot of his bottom properties were already taken. At that point, it is a little. It's kind of too little, too late. Buster did mention that, that was one of his troubles on standard, or well, playing this type of game, is that he's not necessarily too used to how you should just go about that. And yeah, like retreating and turtling up would have been better earlier in the game than at this point.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot you can do also at this point either, when the income disparity is so high. So
Yeah, seen a medium tank coming out from MiniNini here. That income advantage obviously coming through. The Tabitha tank is exposed a little bit, but what can attack it? That tank, battlecopter. So I would say nice awareness from Buster, knowing that there's not a whole lot that can attack that Tabitha tank if that was a priority, but everything else is beginning to get shot down here. Yeah, battlecopters are moving in. The walls of BusterBeachside have been broken, and they're all coming through. That 2 HP tank on the bottom left, yeah, not really going to attack into anything. I'm curious to see what that battlecopter on the very left of MiniNini is going to do.
I mean, at this point, it can do anything. Like, when you're winning by a lot, moves don't matter too much. Like, it's very hard to blunder a position at this point in the game. So yeah, basically anything works for MiniNini here.
Traps the anti-air, damages the second anti-air, so it will not have a powerful first strike on that copter. Oh, Buster is still going for it. Oh,
Yeah.
But that counterattack gave the Tabitha +1 HP. +1
Plus
zone. No,
Yeah.
+1 HP. So right now we can just fly around as a zone freight. But on the top here, yeah, we're seeing Buster getting, you know, some nice first strikes on the top. Gets 1 damage on that tank at the very least, so it's not too terrible. Tank bike coming from Buster here. Let's see here. Oh, first strike on that Tabitha tank, got his own, and yeah, joins the copter again. So that copter is still flying around, as nice as it is, and artillery has that zone now. So it's gonna take a lot for Buster to break through this and first strike something. Still holding the line, just still holding the line on the top, just inching a little bit back. Probably might want to see some kind of consolidation. In this position, this is just an idea. Maybe leave some units behind to protect the properties, and then just like try to consolidate with the other front. The middle here really does prevent the consolidation though, so in order to group your army together, you're going to have to pull back, but when you pull back, you're going to definitely want to leave some units behind to try to protect those properties, which are now contested. And Buster resigns on turn 20. So, first off, Buster, we love you, you know, but when you said we were going to commentate in a specific way, you kind of put yourself out there, but we still love you. Okay, so I guess what I can really say is, oh, I kind of moved up a bit too fast. So I guess what I can really say is, Buster is a good fog player. He's pretty high up there on the leaderboards. I have faced Buster before. You know, he knows what he's doing. It's just that it's a very different game mode when you're playing standard from fog. It's a little bit of a tricky transition. You can see what your opponent's doing, but obviously your opponent can see what you're doing as well. So you can't really use cover of the fog and try to like mind game your opponents. A few things I did see from Buster was unit coverage was not the best. In standard, your opponent can see what units are covered and what can be covered, so they can plan out what the counterattacks are going to look like, and then they will just take advantage of it if there's no counterattack from you. Yeah, it's just like unit coverage is a good deterrent for standard play, and definitely something that you can implement in both standard and fog to better improve your play. But yeah, there was just a couple units that were just kind of like out in the open, not by other units, and they just became free hits.
Yeah, and then also Buster just didn't have, basically control of the territory at the bottom. Well, actually on the top too. Like things just kind of snowballed, and let's see where the turning point was exactly. I feel like it was actually quite early. It wasn't even actually when the COs hit each other. It was kind of before then, honestly. Some of the earliest engagements that result in kills are quite crucial. Losing a bike or two doesn't seem like a lot, but it adds up. You just don't have the control over the area that you want. You know, there's so many capturing units at the bottom that just this tank is not going to prevent it, especially with the tabby copter also nearby. And I think in the later turns with this kind of movement, I actually need to see how much damage would this do.
Let me do that.
Can you calculate that?
I forgot what the turn calculator. I forgot what the calculator was.
I believe it's at the top.
Advance.
No, it's.
Oh, there it is. There it is. What were the HPs again? Damn it.
Yeah. I think this is full health, and this was a
like 3 HP.
27 HP. You want to put that in 27? And this one was
middle.
Tabitha. Oh wait. Day-to-day promotion 3.
And
that does kill.
You did. Oh! Without a Tabitha. Oh wait, no, that was a normal tank. That was a normal out there. Oh yeah, so yeah, it would have killed. So
yeah.
Kind of wonder what happened there.
Yeah, not entirely sure either.
Misclick maybe. They happen.
Yeah, possibly misclick. But even if he got that kill,
it would have had to gone into a tank if it wanted to immediately see some play.
Yeah. Well, Buster was still losing the top side, losing this property, but maybe if he got the kill on the Tabbycopter, he might have had control over the bottom for at least a little bit longer.
Yeah, there's like no huge deterrence because the Battlecopter was there, threatening to rejoin as well, with the second one coming along the way. I found the Battlecopter a little interesting after this game because there are only certain units that can deal damage to a Battlecopter. When compared to a tank, other tanks and other teched up ground units can deal damage to a Tabitha tank still. So the Tabitha Battlecopter was definitely something interesting to see, at the very least.
Yeah, I think, it probably came as just a hard counter to the Tabby tank, and it's quite a good one. Then you just think of it as just a regular B-copter tank fight, and it's a little bit more resistant, it is definitely more resistant to the anti-air, but it still can get crippled, as we saw.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, ultimately, it's still, MiniNini still with very strong positioning and just good unit play, was able to take this. And also later on, MiniNini did have, I believe, a stronger unit composition. Having mechs late into the game is quite good. They're very cost effective, and they're basically tanks if you can get them in, right? So yeah, I think MiniNini had that going for them if they hadn't already had the advantage of taking top, and bottom as well.
Yeah. What I do want to clarify from this game is that it's just inexperience with the different game modes. Buster still clearly did his best. Experience, used what he knew, and got himself that far into the game. But yeah, you know, just like a completely different game mode, it can get to some players, and Buster still, in my opinion, did a fantastic job holding his own.
Yeah, and MiniNini is a very, very strong player.
Indeed.
I think is like maybe like number 2.
I'm like 0-2 against MiniNini. They're so good.
Yeah,
so-
I think in the ladder they're probably like second place in maybe both Fog and Standard. I'm not entirely sure. I kind of forgot.
definitely top 3
but,
somewhere.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So yeah, there's definitely a lot to think about in this game.
Yep. All right, guys and gals. MiniNini moves on to round 2 of the Tiny Wars Open Tournament. Thank you all so much for watching the Roast of Buster, the round 1, game 9. Thank you for the support. Definitely keep an eye out for more games. We are recording every single game of the Tiny Wars bracket, so I hope you guys stick around for it. I am Advanced Warrior.
And I'm CJ, and I want to add something else real quick.
Okay.
Even though Buster did not do super well in this game, he does make very good maps, including my favorite map of all time, which is War Chest. You should check it out.
Don't give it out now. Let
It's
Buster
so
do
good,
that.
dude.
Let Buster do that. That's Buster's job.
Oh, you're right. Cut that. Just cut that.
No, I'm not cutting that. It's in the video
Wow,
now.
okay.
Wow,
Okay.
wow, CJ. All right, never mind. All right.
I mean, it's a good game.
okay.
Play it, but
Fine. I'll cut this out.
yeah, cut it out. Wait, go. I guess. Wait, I think I'm. Yeah.
All right, guys and gals. Thank you so much for watching. I am Advanced Warrior,
And I'm CJ,
and you all have our warmest regards. Please take care.
and thanks for watching.
Ciao, ciao.